Hello everybody and welcome to Innovesting. For those of you that are buying or thinking about buying US stocks, you will probably know that some of the biggest pain points when it comes to trading US stocks are the high fees. The two main fees for any trading platforms are usually the currency conversion fee and the commission fee. In my previous video, I talked about how eToro and Stake are two trading platforms that allows you to trade US stocks with no commission. I also talked about how to use Revolut's virtual card to avoid paying any currency conversion fees. Unfortunately, the method in my last video no longer works, but you can still use a very similar method. So in this video, I'll briefly recap the trading platforms you can use to invest in US stocks, and I'll explain why I personally chose eToro. Then I'll show you another way you can use Revolut to save you currency conversion costs. Just in case you haven't watched my previous video yet, don't worry about that, you can still follow along just fine. As usual, my videos are not financial advice, they are purely for informative and educational purposes. Please do your own research and due diligence before making any investment decisions. Here's a table showing all the US stock trading platforms that you can use that don't charge any commission. I've listed their currency conversion fees and withdrawal fees as well for comparison. It's quite similar to the table I've made in my previous video, but I've made a few changes here that's worth mentioning. First off, I've updated eToro's currency conversion fee to 0.5%. That's the fee that eToro charges when you use bank transfers to deposit. In my previous video, I said it was 1%, but that only applies when using PayPal or credit cards for deposits. I've also added a new trading platform called Superhero, which is the blue icon with the big letter S. This is a relatively new app that allows Australians to invest in US stocks without paying any commissions as well. Like eToro, it only has a currency conversion fee of 0.5%, but there is a minimum deposit and trade size of $100 US. I've also added CMC markets to the table as well. They seem to have made an update some time ago that removed commission when purchasing US stocks. Their currency conversion fee is also quite low, only at 0.6%, but the downside is that every time you trade US stocks, the minimum trade amount must be at least $1,000, which may be difficult for those of you who are just getting started into investing. Although these platforms have low currency conversion fees, none of them can beat Revolut, which allows you to exchange currencies for free. I've explained in detail what Revolut is in my last video, so I won't go into too much detail here, but basically, Revolut is a finance app that you can download onto your phone. They offer many functionalities, including tracking your spending using smart analytics and investing in cryptocurrencies and other commodities. We will be using Revolut to exchange currencies and send it over to our trading platform to invest in US stocks. By just using the free standard plan of Revolut, you can exchange up to 9,000 Australian dollars to US dollars every month without paying any currency conversion fees. This completely bypasses the currency conversion fees charged by the trading platforms that we just talked about. In my previous video, I showed that after you exchange currencies, you can use your Revolut's virtual card to deposit directly into eToro. Shortly after the video's release, eToro no longer accepted Revolut's virtual card, so we will now be using the bank transfer method from Revolut. Although you won't need to pay any currency conversion fees through Revolut's bank transfer, Revolut does charge a 0.3% transfer fee when sending US dollars to other accounts. This fee is subject to a minimum of 0.3 US dollars and a maximum of 8 US dollars. From my research, eToro and Stake are still the only two platforms that allow you to deposit US dollars directly, so we'll focus on comparing just these two. We already know that eToro and Stake don't charge any commission, and that by using Revolut, you only have to pay a 0.3% transfer fee. When depositing US dollars, Stake charges a $5 US fee every time you make a deposit, while eToro doesn't charge anything. When withdrawing your funds, eToro charges $5 US for each withdrawal, while Stake only charges $2 US. For me, personally, I'm a long-term investor, so I'll be depositing way more often than withdrawing. I don't want to be paying $5 every time I make a deposit, which is the main reason I chose to use eToro with Revolut. For the rest of this video, I will be using and demonstrating how to use Revolut with eToro. For those of you that prefer stake over eToro, Connor from the YouTube channel Connor and Alan has already made a video on how to use Revolut to deposit into stake, so make sure to check out his video if you're interested. Here's the process on how to deposit and invest in US stocks using Revolut and eToro. You will first need to transfer your Australian dollars from your Australian bank to your Revolut account. Following that, on Revolut, you can convert your Australian dollars to US dollars without paying currency conversion fees. Once you get your US dollars, you can transfer them to your eToro account through bank transfer and invest in US stocks without paying commission. I will now demonstrate this process on my phone. I won't demonstrate how to withdraw your funds from eToro. That's already covered in my previous video, so feel free to check it out if you're interested. So on your phone, click into Revolut, type in your 4-digit passcode, and that should bring you to your main account section. To top up your Revolut account, simply click Add Money. Here, you need to link your Australian bank card to your Revolut account. Once you've done that, enter the amount of money you like to top up. Bear in mind that for eToro's wire transfer to work, you need to transfer a minimum of $500. So let's say in our case, we want to top up 800 Australian dollars. Now, Revolut will let you verify yourself through your bank. So just click on the send button and you should receive a text message with a passcode shortly. Once you get the text, simply type in your password and hit submit. And your money should be immediately added to your Revolut account. Now you have your Australian dollars. To convert them to US dollars, simply click on the 3 dots, hit exchange. Make sure the page says sell Australian dollars and that there's an arrow pointing from Australian dollar to US dollar. Also make sure that you're happy with the exchange rate. If not, you can set a limit order in Revolut to maximize the amount of US dollars you can receive. Now you can type in the amount you wish to convert, hit sell, and immediately that should have converted all your Australian dollar to US dollar without paying any currency conversion fees. Now you need to send your US dollars to eToro through wire transfer. But first, you need to know eToro's bank details and transfer details. To do so, go to eToro and click on Deposit Funds. Make sure you select Bank Transfer as the payment method and set the currency to US dollars. Type in the amount of US dollar you wish to transfer. In this case, let's say we want to transfer just 500 US dollars and hit Continue. Here, you should see all the information of eToro's bank, such as the bank name and address, as well as the SWIFT code and the transaction ID. At the same time, eToro would have sent you an email containing the same information in case you forget. Once you know the transaction details, you can go back to Revolut to transfer your funds to eToro. First, you need to switch your currencies to US dollars and click Send. Here, you can create a contact for eToro's bank by clicking on the New button on the top right and selecting Add a new recipient. Once you've done that, simply click into it, type in the amount you wish to transfer, and make sure you enter the transaction ID into the reference. It is very important that you do this step. Once that's done, you can continue onwards. Double check you have the correct information and click Send. And your funds will be on the way to your eToro account. There's just one last step you have to do, which is to send eToro your transaction statement. This will reduce the time it takes for your fund to reach your eToro account. To do this, just hit the recent transaction, click on Download, to see your PDF statement and save it onto your phone. Once you have your attachment, go to eToro and scroll down to the settings. Click into your profile settings. Here, scroll down again to add document, select other, and attach the file that you just downloaded. This will make your transfer much faster. For me, it takes just 1 to 2 days before the funds reach my eToro account. The first time I used Revolut to deposit, eToro sent me an email telling me to complete an international money transfer form that they attached. They also told me to provide them bank statements from my Revolut account and my Australian bank account that I used to deposit into Revolut. I just filled out the form using my PDF editor, reattached the files to the email, and replied back to them. I then had to wait 2 weeks before my US dollars arrived to my eToro account, but this was only needed for my first Revolut deposit. I never had to do this again. There are ways to further reduce the fees when using Revolut by taking advantage of Revolut's maximum limit of transfer fee. We previously mentioned that Revolut's transfer fee is capped at $8 US. So if we do the math, that means once you transfer more than $2,667 US, whether it's $3,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 US, you will still just have to pay $8 US in transfer fee, nothing more. Most long-term investors probably do some sort of dollar cost averaging, where they dedicate some money into buying stocks every once in a while. Let's say a person intends to spend $1,000 US every month buying US stocks. They will be paying 0.3% of that as the transfer fee, which is $3 every month. By the end of the year, this person would have deposited $12,000 US and paid $36 US of transfer fees. Now let's say this person takes advantage of Revolut's upper limit in transfer fees and sends $6,000 US to eToro at once, but only does it twice a year. Normally, they'll have to pay a 0.3% transfer fee. In this case, 0.3% of $6,000 is $18 US. However, this time they only have to pay $8 US in transfer fee because that's Revolut's upper limit. This will still allow the person to spend roughly $1,000 US per month over the next 6 months until the next time they do another $6,000 deposit. In the end, they will end up depositing the same $12,000 US just like earlier, but only end up paying $16 US in transfer fees. That's just 0.13% of $12,000 spent on the transfer fees, which is less than half as before. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but these money can add up, especially if you're depositing more than just $1,000 US per month. So by transferring larger amounts of US dollars less frequently, you can save more on the fees and also end up with more cash reserves in your eToro account. In case you find a good investment opportunity, you'll have more available cash to invest. Finally, I'd just like to highlight something that I don't think many people know about. eToro has a program called the eToro Club, which ranks and classifies users into different categories or tiers. They are the Silver tier, Gold tier, Platinum Plus tier, and the Diamond tier. The tier that you belong in depends on your equity, so that's your total stock portfolio value plus your cash reserves in your eToro account. Each tier unlocks more functionalities than the previous one. If we have a look at what I highlighted, once you reach the Platinum tier, you will have no more withdrawal fees and unlock a cheaper currency conversion fee or even be exempt from it when applying non-US dollar deposits or withdrawals. As shown in the frequently asked questions, for Platinum tier users, the discount is exactly 25 pips. That means once you reach the Platinum tier, you'll only have to pay a 0.25% currency conversion fee for non-USD deposits and withdrawals. To reach the Platinum tier, your stock portfolio and cash must reach $25,000 US, which I think should be achievable for most long-term investors. For Diamond tier users, you'll be completely exempt from eToro's currency conversion fees. Reaching the Diamond tier, though, is more difficult it requires an equity value of $250,000. So even if you just use eToro without Revolut, if you're a Platinum tier user, you will only have to pay 0.25% currency conversion fees, and that is still the least costly option to invest in US stocks from Australia. Of course, it's even better if you're a Diamond tier user and you don't have to pay any currency conversion fees at all. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found it helpful and interesting. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future.